Sugar boy.
Caleb's back in town.
I'm back, baby.
We're gonna finish this fucking Subaru this weekend.
Oh yeah.
We gotta tear out the harness out of this car. This bulkhead. We gotta put it in that car. We gotta take the harness out of that car before we put this one in. And then we gotta drop the trans. We gotta put the new clutch in. And then we gotta build an exhaust, build the intercooler piping, run the rest of the wiring.
Yeah.
Fuel lines.
Yeah.
I don't know what else. Fluids.
Shifter linkage bushings.
Huh?
Shifter linkage bushings.
Shifter. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna get right into it. We got a lot of work to do today. So we got the dash out. We got most of the wiring disconnected. We're just getting the stuff in the engine bay on the fenders all disconnected, and then the whole entire wire harness is gonna be coming out, and then we got to start on that car. You having fun?
No.
Why not?
I'm fucking handicapped.
She's out. The entire bulkhead wiring harness is out of the parts car. As you can see, she is gutted.
Oh, but I need to go to bed.
Yeah? Little blanket.
Yeah.
Blanket action.
Yeah.
When the homie sleeps over and you forget to give him blankets. So now that all the wiring is out of this car.
Oh, God, can I still like gas pedal?
I don't give a fuck. Now we gotta take it out of this car. And then once we get that one out of this car, we're gonna put this one in this car. So it's a full day's work right here. But then all the wiring for the car will be good to go. Then all we need to do is drop the trans, put the clutch in, and then button up the rest of the car with hoses and fluids. And it's really not a ton when you think about it. Once the wiring's done and the clutch is done, the car is gonna be, you know, starting within the next couple hours after that. Because the motor's in, it's pretty much all good to go. I mean, we got to build an exhaust still, obviously, intercooler piping.
Take out fucking air conditioning shit.
Yeah, we're gonna get rid of the AC because he wants to do like a shade bay, and it doesn't get super hot
Here in Minnesota.
in Minnesota. So yeah, we're gonna get back into it because we got a lot of work to do.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the next day. Fuck, it's foggy in here. It's because of my fucking lens is fucking like fucked.
We need to air up the tire. Air it up now.
It's the next day. What all do we have left, Caleb?
Oh, you know, we gotta just shake ass and change a clutch.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Luke, show them the down fucking Fender Exit.
The Fender Exit came out pretty decent. You know, it's pretty cobbled right now, but it needs to be wrapped.
Yeah.
But it looks fucking good. We still gotta drop the trans, put the clutch in, and then finish buttoning up the motor with the hoses and shit, and then she's gonna start. All the wiring is done. We got the fender fuse box fucking tucked. We got the harness all raised, so when he slams this bitty, he doesn't rub through his fucking wiring harness.
Yeah.
The interior is fully assembled now.
How does it smell?
It smells decent.
It's not that bad anymore. Dude, this one isn't broken anymore?
I don't know.
Oh yeah?
Can I hang a flag from there?
Shut the fuck up about your flag.
So we really don't have a ton left to do.
Oh, actually.
Once the new clutch is in and trans back in, it's just buttoning things up and then putting fluids in and then starting it. And then hopefully it runs and drives.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
She got 3 hours to go.
The entire wiring harness has been swapped, which was very time consuming. It took all day yesterday. I mean, obviously because we didn't want to break anything.
Yeah.
And the other wiring harness needed a lot of soldering because we had to do a lot of fixing of wires. And the same with this one right here. We gotta put on a new plug here for the alternator. But I mean, it's only 2 wires. We also gotta fix these fucking headlights because I mean, what the fuck?
Yeah.
We got those, and
this shit is even worse.
like, this shit is right here just fucked. So we gotta chop the shit off the old harness and solder on all the nice connectors on this harness. But the fender exit is done. Thanks to Caden.
Yeah.
It doesn't need to be heat wrapped, so it doesn't look like shit.
It needs a gasket.
And it needs a gasket. And then, yeah.
That's everything.
We're gonna get cooking because it's Sunday already and Caleb is leaving today.
Yeah.
So we gotta get this thing done so we can drive it home. Because I'm sick of seeing this thing in my garage, my
driveway.
my driveway, my garage.
My garage with your Lamborghini.
He's gonna be driving it home and he's gonna just blow up because it's a Subaru.
No, it's not. It's
So,
just gonna light on fire.
Yeah, we're gonna fucking get grinding on this thing. Explain what we're doing.
Oh yeah, so we got the trans taken off, drive shaft taken off, and now Dylan right now is just getting the rest of everything unbolted so we can get the trans out and put the clutch in.
No, the trans is already out. We just gotta put the clutch in.
Oh yeah?
The new clutch.
The new clutch. We're just letting it prop up like that. Make things a little bit easier.
All right, guys. So the trans is in, and a lot of people were commenting saying there was trans brackets, and there is. They're actually covered up with some plugs, and it was so hard to see that we didn't think there was plugs when doing an automatic to manual swap. But as you can see, there's one right there and one right there. So if you guys are doing an automatic to manual swap, there is a spot for your trans cradle. So thank you to everyone who commented that. So the trans is all in, drive shaft is in, diff is good. Caleb's buttoning up some hoses down bottom. Radiator's in. You didn't get this on all the way.
Yeah, it did. It curls at the end. Oh, the fucking hose clamps.
Yeah, you gotta get the hose clamp on vegetable.
Well, it's fucking
This kid's trying to make his car leak, you know? So when he got his 3-hour drive home, his radiator just explodes.
It's a Subi. You gotta blow her up for the first time.
Yeah, right. All we gotta do is connect some hoses, some wires, put fluids in. Probably get some new feet. Actually, the fuel's probably fine. And then once we start up for the first time, we gotta run over town and get some exhaust wrap for the fender exit because we don't want that burning. And we gotta figure out an intake. And this is Caleb's, you know, intercooler. This is Caleb's intercooler.
Yeah.
For until he gets his front mount. Because I mean, a regular top mount WRX one will not work because of the twin scroll turbo. Because the turbo's like clocked differently.
Yeah.
You excited?
Oh yeah.
Fucking right. So we got oil in it. We got pretty much everything connected. We're gonna try and start it to see what it sounds like. Because Caleb is excited.
Oh yeah.
So it's probably just gonna click because the battery's dead. But you can give it a shot. Push the clutch in. Yep, that's fine. Oh, she's low on juice.
Yeah.
Try it again. Do it again. She's pretty dead. All right, we got a new battery in. You can give it a shot.
Doesn't have any more power.
Yeah, this battery's dead too. Okay, we have another battery, and we did a few more things. We got all the fluids in, clutch is bled. He's gonna start it and see what it is. Maybe it's blown up already.
Shut up.
It's a Subaru, so. But go ahead. I don't even know if it'll start. Keep going. Keep going. Alright, we're gonna get a math.
Yeah.
How much fuel do you have in the car?
It doesn't work.
It should work.
It says I have over a little half for the tank.
Okay. Yeah, let's get a MAF plugged in and then try it from there. So we have a MAF on here now.
I'll turn the comments out.
We have a MAF. We don't even know if it's gonna start. We don't know if it's gonna start.
Okay, should we give her another try?
Yeah, might as well.
Oh god.
Try it again. I don't know. Plate to take off. Oh, never mind. So we did get it to start with some starter fluid. So and it ran. So it's definitely a fueling issue. We hear no fuel pump priming. So we think it's either a fuel pump related issue or these lines could be swapped around because they're easy to swap around. Otherwise, we gotta check our wiring, make sure we have everything grounded correctly.
Didn't we have to make our own connectors for the injectors?
No, those were all good. We didn't have to make those. Yeah, we'll just double check all our grounds for everything, check the fuel pump relay, and then we'll check the fuel pump connector and go from there. So, you know how there's a plug-in in your fuel tank to your fuel pump? Caleb did that, and he doesn't think he... Well, I asked him if he didn't plug into his fuel pump, and...
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't think he plugged in his fuel pump, so we're going to take that all apart and probably have to plug it in. It should be good to go.
Yeah.
That would explain why the fuel pump's not priming. There's like a little 2-pin connector or whatever that goes to your fuel pump. So we're going to get the back seats torn apart, the fuel hanger out, and then hopefully that's our issue. So, yeah. So Caleb got his pump out, and look what we have here. You know, just something just not plugged in.
Yeah.
You know? Hey, you live and you learn. Now you know. So we're just gonna plug that fucker right in. You know, just as simple as that right there.
Yeah.
Plugged in, and now our car should start and run.
Yeah. Oops.
All right, now time to put it back together. While he was doing that, I had got the exhaust wrapped. So the exhaust is wrapped now. Made a little more clearance, so the exhaust shouldn't burn everything now. So we did notice that there is a little crack right here on this. Fuck, let me grab the flashlight. So we did notice that there's a little crack on this hose right here. So leaking coolant. So we gotta get that fixed now. And then other than that, the car doesn't leak that we know of yet. But obviously once it's running and driving, it could be different. So we're gonna get that hose, the coolant line fixed. We're gonna get some sort of intake on, battery in, fuel pump fixed. Then we should be good to start it and drive it. Fuel pump's in, coolant line's fixed, battery's on. He's gonna start it. Start her up. So we're getting it ready to take it on its first drive. So right now we got the heat on, watching gauges, making sure everything is good to go. It's idling good, heat's working good, it's not going over temperature. Sounds fucking amazing. So we just gotta get a few things done and then we can take it for a ripski. So we went to take it for a test drive and we forgot to put the front axles, like the in to compress the wheel bearings because the car is technically rear-wheel drive right now.
Yeah.
We just have like block-off plates on the front trans, so there's no axles in there. And we forgot to put the axle shaft part in the wheel bearing, so the wheel bearing separated as I drove, and we had just replaced both the wheel bearings now on the road up the street from the yellow parts car that I have in the rain. And now we're gonna jack it up and drive it because we have it done properly this time. Hit the two-step! Woo! Hit it! So, we aren't finishing Caleb's car completely this weekend because he only ended up buying one CV axle and not two. But the car's gonna say it runs good. Doesn't need anything. He does need an intake actually, which is at home. So he's waiting on that, and then he needs another CV axle, and then the car is good to go. But he's coming back next weekend because, I mean, obviously he's gonna come get the car, and then with the rest of the parts that he has waiting at home. But car runs good. We drove it around a little bit, but since there's no front CV shafts technically, it's just plugs. The car doesn't really move. But yeah, this is how the car sits. He's got the same wheels as Smith for the rears, but we're gonna lower the car and make it look good. But this thing looks good and it sounds good. This thing's really coming alive and it's exciting. So we'll see you guys next week, and peace. It's the next weekend. Caleb's back.
The
Intake is on.
Fourth week, you know.
Fourth week?
Yeah.
No, it's only the third weekend.
Yeah.
Car's gonna get slammed and gonna be done today. He's got front axles for the car, finally. He's got his intake, and all we gotta do is finish bleeding the clutch because she's a little squishy. Put the axles in, slam it. You gotta drain some oil out too.
Oh yeah. He's got like 9 quarts.
He's got 9 quarts in there right now because the motor came with oil and we never drained it, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna get this thing running and then we're gonna mod the night. So axles are in, and Caleb is doing something right now. What are you doing?
Fucking lowering this rusty piece of shit.
He's lowering her. Slamming her. You can't be driving around lifted, you know? You know what I mean? So we just spent the last hour and a half fucking with these coilovers because they're so seized. And we finally got them low enough to where the car looks halfway decent now. But we're gonna put the wheels back on and we're gonna go for an actual test drive with axles now. Yeah. And then we gotta bleed the clutch tomorrow, finish bleeding it, and then she should be good to go. So we figured out why our axles and hubs were not liking each other. Caleb, do you want to explain why?
So I may or may not have bought an STI axles. Maybe.
So the STI axles fit in the trans, but when it comes to mating the hub to the axle is different. It's bigger.
Yeah.
And that was our issue. We didn't look, but
No.
when we took the hub apart, you could see that it was not the same. So we ordered some up. They're gonna be here tomorrow at AutoZone,
Yeah.
and then we'll be mobbing this thing. Caleb will be mobbing this thing home then, finally. So little update here. AutoZone just called us and said they're gonna have the axles in today, so we can actually put this car together correctly and not have the wrong axles, since Caleb ordered the wrong axles on accident. But you know, like I said before, shit happens. So we're gonna go pick those up soon here. We're gonna go get the axles in, get some fresh oil in it, and then we're gonna rip it because I mean it should be good to go. It drove good last night when we were driving it, but obviously we had like the resistance from the axles and the wheel bearings not mating correctly, so it was like wearing the hubs. But luckily I had a parts car here again to take the front hubs off so we could put on the bug eye. But that's the only issue, and that's the only thing we're waiting on right now. So it's kind of an easy weekend for us to get this thing running good. Leb's car is officially ready to go. You ready to go on your first actual test drive?
Oh, I know.
Where it'll actually move?
I hope so.
Yeah, you never know.
Get bumper up.
She's pissed.
She's not happy.
She does not want to drive. She just wants to die.
She does.
Yeah, that nice clutch.
Oh yeah.
That fucking eBay special.
Yeah.
It feels a lot better.
Yeah, it does.
It actually wants to move now. Dude, it sounds fucking nuts.
Oh, I know. Sounds sick.
Some nice backfires. What do you think about XP driving now?
Dude, so nice. Minus the clutch is a little fucked, but you know.
Yeah, take a ride. Were you ripping on it pretty good there?
Not really.
No. It's just that loud.
Yeah.
She definitely needs a tune. She's running like shit.
Pump my clutch real quick.
Yeah, pump your clutch. We're thinking his like clutch master has like an internal leak because we bled it 3 times now and it still goes to the floor-ish, but it still holds some pressure, so we don't know.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Why is it shaking?
Probably because you fucking were giving her in first. They don't like chugging like this. You gotta so go down to second. It's just fucking rowdy as hell. Thing runs good though, finally. Now you can finally take her home and enjoy the fucker. You can turn around wherever. Okay. Right, just turn around at this house up here. It is loud as fuck. We're gonna get some shots outside of the car. Maybe it'll stall it. You good? The heavy ass clutch.
Taking my Subi home.
He's sending her home.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, my old knees are too big for that.
He's sending her home now.